see. And I just see that you loaded into the game. So, guys, just so you can see that risi versus kynesie, and we have the same matchup as before on the same map.
Oh, man.
But I promise you, I've seen risi play Russia on this map before, and it was everything. Everything but standard.
Wow. I mean, I always love to watch risi playing Russia because he's going completely crazy with them, but it works somehow. So
yeah. He's just an absolute joy to watch usually with Russia. So I'm by the way, the bans, and kynesie banned first. He banned Brits, and as far as I know,
what? Risi? Brits are his main civ.
Yes, kynesie banned the Brits, and risi banned Japan. That's why. So, which, yeah, again, it makes absolute sense to ban Brits for risi. That was, I mean, I think I wouldn't be able to decide if I played against risi what to ban, Brits or Russia. But here we go, Brits out.
Yeah, I would definitely ban Brits because I actually beat his Russia a few times, but I lost always against his Brits.
Oh, man. We know why that one's banned right now. Are you ready? Shall we try again?
Yep.
And if things don't work out, I'll just watch you stream again because that works rather fine, actually.
Okay. Yeah, then 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go.
All right, guys. So a new series going on here. We have kynesie against risi in the second qualifier. I believe round of 16 it is. And here we see the cavalry travois already moving out to the shoreline. Of course, trying to build down a dock. Okay, the explorers already meeting each other, but yeah. Just nothing too hard here.
Wait, how much wood was that, and for whom? For kynesie, 40 wood is a good start, honestly. That speeds up the entire process of his early water economy. So good.
Yep, and he's also just taking another 40 wood, which is also quite helpful to have a good age-up time with the house boys here. Yeah, he is playing the house boys. We have seen a matchup before with Lucas against Frontline. And yeah, as you already mentioned, we both saw risi before on this map with the Russians in the German league. He played against Lucas, actually. And now I'm pretty interested to see how he tries to play this matchup against the Haudenosaunee here.
Yeah, as we already said for... in the last, in the first game from the first round that we played or that we saw, same matchup here, but we still, I mean, what extra can we say? In our opinion, right? I think we agreed on that. Haudenosaunee is just better at the start, and if they get to H3, they usually have the better matchup. But you need to get to H3 usually at some point, or just if you have a good fight in H2, it's also good enough, I think. But generally, I'd say Haudenosaunee clearly favored here. Still, nothing new about that.
Yep. Definitely, but I think it is quite doable for Russia also.
Yeah. It's not in a way where the scales are completely tipped over to one side, right? But generally speaking, Haudenosaunee just with a slight advantage. Especially, we talked about the economy at the start, right? Since early H2 has been a bit nerfed.
Exactly.
I'd say it's better for Haudenosaunee.
So risi is aging up, and this is so classic risi. He's aging up, not worrying about a blockhouse or something like that. Just putting down the market, just researching the hunting dogs. I missed it. He's not aging up already. Okay, my mistake.
I was a bit confused
but this would be just classic, actually. Yeah. kynesie on the other side, only training 3 boats. Okay. I mean, you are the Haudenosaunee player here. What do you think, 3 or 4 boats? Because he got 2 wood treasures. This is a free boat.
Yeah, true. But the problem is the time. If you want the 4th boat to actually pay off for your H3 timing, then it's a bit difficult to get a 4th one out. The problem is that now the 3rd one is out, and he built that dock as early as he could, and he started building boats as early as he could, and it basically got him a more or less normal age up. If he'd done a 4th boat, he would be much slower here, and that's why.
Yeah, Maybe, I mean, this has nothing to do with the gameplay, but I find it quite funny here, because in the chat now we have the text, guys, play more Haude in low elo. And this is exactly what my problem is all the time, because this civ gets so much played in the pro scene, but in my elo, I mean, this is, 1700, but if you look at lower elos, it just does not get played. It is a completely dead civ in ranked. It is insane. I mean, you play it, but yeah.
At your elo, it's being played or it's not being played?
It's not played, and in lower elo, it's also not played. It just gets never played.
You know, but I do not understand why, because I feel like just with China, it was the same China when they got these huge nerfs, or that long list of nerfs, right? A few patches back, people did not really also stopped playing China for a lot of time, but it was actually quite fine, the civ itself, in my opinion at least. And Haudenosaunee, I don't know, they got the nerf, but still a lot of the stuff works. They usually do, right? I don't think they put the nerfs in the right spots probably, but
the thing is, they also didn't got much played when they were strong, because people just don't like the civ for some reasons. Maybe because no gunpowder, I don't know. But risi actually going with a forward blockhouse. Let's go back to the match here, and doing a great job at scouting, because yeah, you always know you can scout Haudenosaunee pretty well because of the travois. So putting some siege here, and actually going up with a second. What? Has he aged with the Logisticon?
Look at his population space. He has the mad lad.
Risi and Russians. It's just a joy to watch.
It's just a goddamn miracle what he's doing here. But let's see what he plays off of that, because the point is now, if Haudenosaunee tries to go, I mean, theoretically speaking, as Haudenosaunee, you can actually aggressively push the war out if the other player is not on top of his game. We are talking about kynesie and risi here, so both are very much on top of their game, in my opinion. So you can't just push in there like a madman. And now that it's 2 blockhouses, you certainly can't push into it with early Haudenosaunee.
Yeah, so he aged up with the logistician and with 17 wills, right? 17 was it? I didn't pay attention here, but
yeah, 17. It was 17 villages for Russia.
17 and logistician here, and his second shipment is 13 Streltsies, and already pumping out Streltsies, musketeers, so going for the huge mass and the strong front base, of course, because kynesie sending in the 5 settlers, and behind that the 4 Kenya horsemen, and by the looks of it, he tries to raid. But yeah, I mean, the front base of risi is pretty strong here.
Some really weird card in H3 that I've never seen before, or I've never played myself. If you have time later on, please look at it, kynesie stack again, just for a second.
Which do you mean?
Oh, no, it's all fine. Just the second card from the right is a rather economic card. I did not see that coming, but it makes a lot of sense on this map here, actually.
It is a pretty good card from resource-wise, I feel, so that's fine.
Yeah, especially on this map when you're pushed onto artificial resources. But yeah, nice raiding, or
look at
nice
that. Risi already pushing in completely with his infantry mass. We have a huge mass of Streltsies and musketeers, also 15 musketeers. I mean, this is just so cool to watch here. But he could have a big problem here, because
a lot of cav.
kynesie managed to get out a batch of 5 Kenyas from the back, and I mean, risi positioned his units pretty well, but they are still going down here, so I don't know about that.
Ooh, that's a bit harsh, yeah, and also there's going to be a huge Aina shipment in a second or so, so even if risi puts 2 batches of muskets in there, they're just going to get slaughtered. So we were just so hyped for risi, and now he's going to get wrecked here.
No! No,
oh, that was a quick one. Well, I don't know what happened here. God damn it.
But I mean, we just spent way too much time talking about shit and not focusing on the gameplay here. Game ends before 8 minutes, and yeah, let's talk about that a little bit, because Risi aged up with the logistician and sent the 700 coin to just pump out musketeers full time, and he has the steel traps already. So I actually don't understand this aggressive move from him, because he played rather economically. So I mean, this was maybe not the best decision to push so early here. What do you think?
Yeah, I also think, I mean, Kevin is in the chat, and I think that Kevin is probably one of the guys that knows the civs the best, in my opinion. But he's already saying, what was he thinking going for Strelets, or for so many Strelets against Haudenosaunee? And I agree with that, because we saw that kind of early stable play in the first game already from Haudenosaunee, and here we see it again. And I also feel like what you said. I mean, he has two Warhearts up. He has good eco. Exactly. He has all the stuff that he needs. And then going that aggressively...
He has a front base which can't really get pushed easily. He has the economy. He has the economy behind. So why push in so aggressive here? I don't really get it. But yeah, just resigning immediately after this fight, I think it is a bit hilarious for me, actually.
Yeah, it's a bit brutal, to be honest, on this map. But yeah, I mean, Risi already, It's just unlucky when he plays against Haudenosaunee, it seems, because in the first round of qualifiers he was there as well, right? And he played against Ezard, and again he lost also with his French against Haudenosaunee, which makes sense. But that has to hurt certainly on this map here, to lose it that early when he had such a great foundation, I think, for the rest of the game.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, so kynesie going 1-0 already into the lead. I take that, and yeah, let's jump into the second game.
But that's just an unlucky start for Risi. I want to know if that law was mentioned, if he just thought, okay, the fight was going to go any better, because how would he think that with 9 cavalry units on top of his Strelets that would have gone any better? And on the other side, why would you know, I wonder if you just was surprised by the match or surprised by the fight, or if he just had huge leg spike and was, caught dead.
Okay, I mean, this is always a possibility in that someone has legs, but yeah, I mean, also the decision making at this point was not on top, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, the good old bug, right? The scroll speed thing taking over.
Classic. And this will be pretty interesting here, because we have my favorite civ here, the Germans. I love to see them, but he has to play against Aztecs.
And not just any Aztecs.
This is a pain. Right? This is a pain.
That's kynesie.
I really hope for Risi at this point, because I like the Germans so much, and I hate this matchup. I really hate this matchup as the German player. So I hope he can make something do here.
Yeah, he can make something work here. I absolutely agree. But let's see it. I mean, if anybody can, it's probably Risi, right? And if not, still, we will get to see another game. Don't forget that. no matter how this ends, right? But yeah, I'm just going to watch your stream, because the same issue as before.
Oh, actually, but I think I was faster than before.
Yeah, but time is relative and all that stupid stuff. So the thing is that I actually, last time I looked, I was still 30 seconds ahead, and we were still before 8 minute 4. So I think we're just going to try it like that, if that's all right.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, but I mean, maybe a PC restart can fix it, but then the stream would just crash, and this is not what we want right now.
We're here to entertain, not to argue about technicalities. So I'd say just keep it going.
Okay.
And let's do that.
Then start in 3, 2, 1. Go!
Toby hyped as ever. Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, how couldn't I? Risi playing Germans. What do you think?
That he might not. I mean, you are the one where he played against your Germans, right? And then he said, "Oh, they are quite good." Wasn't it like that? If I remember correctly.
In the German league before, I played against Risi for his as a practice before his league match, and it was Germans against Russians. I won, and then Risi just decided, oh, that's actually a pretty cool civ. Let's play it myself. And then he played his level 4 home city Germans in the German league,
which was fun to see. But back to the game. I mean, generally speaking, usually you don't see a TP that early, right? Right?
Actually, Browns aren't doing it all the time right now, so I think you can do it. I mean, kynesie just chopping wood for it, but I mean, Brownsound is my man when it comes to Aztecs, so when Brownsound does it, it has to be good. And kynesie, of course, too.
Yeah, I also like that he invested the entire wood, and the last thing that he builds is the house. That is just perfect in my opinion, because if you build the house first, it might feel a bit safer with not getting popped, but of course it puts you just back 100 wood.
Yep. And now look at that, kynesie taking 120 food here because of this beastly explorer here with his fancy, I don't know, hat, let's call it that way.
also, how many, that was 6 apes, right? Think about the fact, each one of those gave, if you did it right, gave 16 HP.
Oh,
so that's actually quite a huge HP buff.
Definitely. He has
XP, there we go.
Yeah, he has one warrior priest out, he has a TP out, he has, of course, this potential to get more XP with his hero. And Risi on the other side has a market.
It's something. I mean, it's something, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Market start always nice. German eco quite good at the beginning of the game, of course, because of 2 settler wagons, 3 settler wagons, and you have pretty good market tags. You can take steel traps and all this good stuff. So definitely, probably ahead in the early game.
The problem that I see though is that what does Germany do here if they can't even safely take an HP and TP? Because kynesie, 120 food, that is so huge. Is he already aging up or close to it?
Before we look at kynesie, I want to mention Risi actually aging with 16 villages, so cutting a bit of wills here and aging faster with a bit of idle time, but more tempo, of course. Not bad, I think, because he has not that much of idle time. And kynesie now aging up with 15 villagers, sending in Kalmekak also for this fast age up. Love to see it. And he's aging with the... Whoa.
What?
He's aging with the messenger, and he's sending in the Kalmekak, so probably he wants to just FF, because now when he sends the Kalmekak, he gets the warrior priest for the boom, but the fast age up he gets for the next age, so for age 3.
Oh, that is beautiful, yeah. I was confused. I thought, dude, you want to take off half of 30 seconds? Or 45 seconds? That makes no sense. But like that, of course...
It's
very
insane.
Nice idea.
It's insane.
Yeah.
He's already at a minute, under 4 minutes, and he's already start to produce warrior priests. Risi,
how many do we have?
Still in H1 for some time. kynesie has 2 warrior priests out, and I think the third one in a few seconds is out also. 16 villages on the field. Of course, everyone just come together here on this fire pit. Yeah, we see... Have we fire here? No fire.
Not anymore. I'm sorry, they censor that one. It was just too... Well... I don't know, even as a history buff, right? But, let's go back to the match, though. We are still... Well, now both are in H2. What's the first military building that we see from Risi? Actually, a calf start. Is that a calf start?
Stable, okay. Don't know about that one, because he won't be able to do much damage with the calf, probably, at least. Maybe producing some idle time or forcing some idle time on the community plaza, but I don't know if that's worth it. And he can, of course, siege down the TP. That would be nice, of course.
Yeah, that makes sense. You can put pressure there. Just a question. What time are we at, or are you at right now?
5 minutes and 10 right now.
Ah, perfect. So we are on top again.
So am I a bit slower again, or is it fine?
No,
now?
I've got the feeling that you're perfectly fine now, actually.
Yeah, this was because of the live course before, and now it is fine. Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Perfect.
We have 3 settler wagons into 700 wood from risi, and he already tagged the steel traps, I believe.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
Wait, he didn't? Oh, I saw it.
Did he? I think he cancelled it for the 5th Ulan. Apparently,
makes some sense. Yeah, and look at that. He's actually actively looking for hunts, making sure he knows the placements, because there's nothing that a German player loves more than just getting a free will there and the free will here, and
you know my desires. Yeah.
Yes, your deepest, darkest desires, Lucifer's asking for. But you see that? We already got those warriors coming out. I mean, they got nerfed. You can build more, but they are much weaker now. And now the question is, how well do they fare against a bunch of Ulans?
Yeah,
actually,
I think just the warrior priests clapping down the Ulans probably. Yeah, He's killing one warrior priest, but I don't know if that was worth it. I think it was for both players okay.
Yeah, but I think what he wants to do here, I mean, look at the idols that he had for the most time. 16 idols just staying around. Lost one of those warrior priests, which is going to take, 12 seconds or so to produce again?
Yeah, true.
So he just took some time off kynesie there, but maybe still... They're not able to take another villager.
Yeah, this Ulans are just going down. I don't know about this Kafstad, to be honest. I'm not a fan of it, but okay.
But what's the building there? What was that building? I didn't see what it was.
It was sadly. A war hut.
War hut. Alright, yeah, makes sense. I mean, he didn't lose a lot of resources there. Was barely built, but at the same time, it's just going to take a few more seconds now. risi just playing for time here, trying to get his own plan on the way while he's just trying to idle the Aztec player. But again, he already invested 5 Ulans there?
Yeah, more. It was, I think, 7 Ulans or something like that. And now he is actually building a second trading post, and he's researching amalgamation. I mean, it is, of course, a good tech, don't get me wrong, but it slows his tempo down because this is 200 food. He ages slower. But I don't want to say it is bad, because for the Germans, it's always nice to have a good coin gather rate. So, I mean, it's fine. 3 settler wagons.
Just a short thing in chat. We just have the question: is this the same tournament as Legacy? So only Legacy civs allowed? Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's basically what it is. So just Legacy civs, no new civs, no DE civs, and no DLC civs especially. But look at that! Look at the TP line right now.
What is with the TP line?
Oh, just toggle 4 of war for a second, and you will see something beautiful.
Yeah, risi building a 3rd trading post.
3rd one. Here. Yeah. He's slowly taking over, right?
Cool. And he is producing more Ulans on the way to the 3rd age. Okay, I mean, he slowed down kynesie a little bit with the Ulans, but I'm not sure if that was worth it. And kynesie now also aging up with the Elder, and he is sent through the High Priest of X.
Of what?
Of X Lilton. And this, of course, buffs the warrior priests since the last patch, so it is a good card, and of course buffs the Ahuitzlotl a whole lot. I mean, it's a huge combat card for this guy. And now probably we see just I hate to see it, just warrior spam from kynesie. But it is strong, of course.
Oh, yeah. Also, I mean, the Cav right now. I mean, as once kynesie starts producing, well, the one unit that you need against those Cav rates and so on and so forth, it's going to be difficult for risi to keep on with it, I think. Because I just don't know how do you fight against that as Germany? How do you fight against Eagle Runners?
Apparently by aging up to the 4th age.
Wait,
according to risi.
What?
I mean, it's always cool to watch risi because he's doing the craziest things. I don't know if this will work out, but he's actually, just FIing with not the 1000 coin, but the 1000 wood. So a bit economically. I don't know about that, but I hope risi knows better than me at this point.
Hey, but dude, if that works out, then I'm in heaven. I mean, Because FIs, how much time was it? When was the last time that you actually saw a German FI succeed at that kind of elo?
At this elo, you said. Yeah, probably then Lucas in the German league 1 year ago or something like that.
Wait, with German FI?
I'm completely, German FI against India. And now I'm a bit confused because now he's sending in the Jägers and taking veteran Uhlans. But this doesn't make any sense to me because now he can't age to 4th. And still has 1800. Yeah, and he's not training any units. Maybe he cancels the Jägers and it is just for safety. I don't know. But when this comes through, and now he's training double batch units. Now this doesn't make any sense for me. Yeah, this is over really 2,000 food in the bank. No.
Yeah, now we see those units coming in. One batch of Eagle Runners after the other. I mean, the Skirms or the Jaegers are going to deal with them for some time, but they are going to be outmassed in one batches or two.
Yep, Jaegers, good shipment at this point against the Arrow Knights and the Eagle Runner Knights, but now we all know it, the Aztec stuff starting the roll, and it will be, of course, pretty hard for risi to beat that.
Oh, risi just blindly going in, and he just sent his Skirms for. I would have loved to see at least two actually dead of those Eagle Runners right now. But
true.
Sadly, not happening.
We have also night combat already.
Oh god, yeah, those guys already. Oof, that's hard.
And we will come to the point where Ahuitzlotl is just tanking at the front line with 1,500 HP because of the H1 card here. And yeah, of course, night attack coming in, 13 Autonton Slingers to have something against. I don't know against what they
war wagons probably, because I think war wagons counter the Eagle Runners.
Nope, not really. I think
damage wise, because I think they are marked as shock infantry, so they should have extra damage against them. But you know.
So risi going for a huge Cav mass. I mean, he has Cav combat now in and some Jaegers, but he's pushing in with 3,000 resources in the bank. I don't know.
Yeah, and now we are slowly coming closer for this final fight. I don't know, honestly. I mean, they are on the Autonton on the left side, of course, but a lot of vills going down.
Getting slaughtered. I mean, he kills villagers, that's right, but the Uhlans just getting slaughtered. Always.
And now the Arrow Knights just taking care of the Jaegers from afar. But I think the Uhlans still did quite a good job, considering that they were being fired at by Eagle Runners all the time. But yeah, risi getting completely cleaned here. And harsh fight here.
Yeah, I mean, and kynesie still has more villages actually. That's so sad. I mean, I don't want to be too one-sided here, but it is just hard to me.
Yeah, I believe just to explain that thing, right? I mean, certainly, I also, if I win against Aztec, I'm mostly a bit lucky, or the Aztec player doesn't know what he wants, what he does. But for Toby as well, for your Civ, right? With your most favorite Civ, it's always hard to play against that.
Yeah. So risi consistently over 3,000 resources in the bank.
We don't know why.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Don't know why. Because even if he went up to the 4th age now that those Arrow Knights are on the field, there's no chance in hell that he's going to do any damage at all with heavy cannons, in my opinion. Oh, okay, some damage, but still. Those Arrow Knights should usually take quite good care of those heavy cannons.
When you consider that this resources could be military in this fight, it would have been way more better for risi at this point. But I mean, maybe we can do something now, because not many Eagle Runner Knights left. I don't know. Where's the army from kynesie?
I'm a bit confused, actually. No,
and
I can't
double batch Cav going out again. All the Arrow Knights going down. What is going on here?
Please do tell me that he's cleaning that up here right now. God, even going for 7 skirms is not a shipment. Just making sure that he has that Cav skirm mass and actually driving kynesie off that field. Fascinating.
Yep, he is not done yet. Maybe there's still a chance.
And his Dump Enjoyer is actually quite saying, what is he doing? And I agree. What is he doing instead? I mean, okay, he remastered the Eagle Runners, but by now, risi should have a lot of them as well, a lot of his skirms as well, making this fight down here a bit more agreeable to him, in my opinion.
Yep, kynesie, by the way, with a second town center here, so of course going really greedy here. And Temple of Xibel Totek support coming out. So
that
this
could be dangerous as hell.
Yeah, especially with this 1500 HP guy here, and this, is exactly what kynesie needs at this point.
Oh yeah. That's those are sounds of hate, and of course that cleanup is enough to kill the entire Cav Mass, and the skirms alone are not going to do shit, especially since we still have a Huitzel with over 1000 HP in this fight.
Yep.
That was insane.
Yeah,
insane. That was just very straightforward. It felt like risi wasn't really too sure what he wanted to do, right?
Yeah, this is the next point. So many resources in the bank all the time, so I don't know about that, but yeah, still pretty well played from kynesie, of course.
Yeah, and it's just difficult. I don't know about you guys in chat, but my only problem is that with Eagle Runner Knights, it's not always too clear what actively counters it and what not, because there are certain modifiers that are also hidden and not displayed clearly. So when you fight against those guys, it's just always weird to do.
It is the best to compare them to dragoons. I mean, it's basically the same like a shock troop, infantry shock troop, to cav, to melee cav, and this is the same to Eagle Runner Knights and dragoons, basically. So they get countered by skirms and counter a melee cav. Yep, that's exactly it. But they deal no extra damage against other, let's say war wagons, for example, or war wagons do not extra damage against the Eagle Runner Knights, just the base damage.
Oh, makes sense. All right, so now we've got 2-0 so far for kynesie.
Yep.
Same situation as we had before in the first cast, actually. So now we'll see how it's going to go on there.
Okay, let's go into the third match then.
Absolutely hyped for it. And I think it's Kellen, right? The name's Daniel Lologe, saying that he thought EP did away with hidden multipliers. And the thing is, it's just hard if you have all those different units, right? Because all those units that basically are cavalry, but are not counted as cavalry because, well, they are on foot, like coyotes, chimus and all that. Those are hand shock infantry. And then you have units like the Eagle Runner, which is also not on a horse, but is also not... It's difficult to put that all in words, and also to put 15 multiplayers in one unit, right?
Yep. But you have to be fair. I think in DE we don't have many units with hidden multipliers, but the Eagle Runner Knights is probably one of the last who is not completely transparent at this point.
Yeah, true. So, next matchup, and I'm glad that we get to see some more Haudenosaunee action. I'm sorry for you guys.
Boys, yeah, boy.
I'm always happy with that. And what I'm also happy about is the fact that we still have an ongoing viewer count of over 200.
Wow,
so,
okay.
Glad to have you guys here with us.
I'm glad that you enjoy our cast, guys. And then let's just continue with the third game. Again, risi has to make something happen here because this is his last chance to stay in this tournament. And he decides to play the last game, the all-deciding game, with the house boys, actually. Let's start.
Have you seen him play Haudenosaunee before? Because I haven't.
In the German league, he played them against me, against my Hauser, and he just went in with the Town Destroyer. And this was quite...
I love it.
quite hard for me, because Hauser a little bit slow in age-up, so I had not the best defense, lost villages, and it was actually a pretty close game, because when you send the Town Destroyer, it sets you back, of course, because no military shipment, no eco shipment, But yeah, in the end, he managed to win that.
No. All right, I'm ready to start off if you want to. So.
3.
Oh, so I'm
2.
Yeah.
So
I was not too sure we're starting the countdown now. Sorry.
3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay.
Indeed.
So, guys, we have the map Kamchatka now. Kamchatka, also a map which we already know from the legacy version of the game. And I mean, it's a pretty cool map. You have some sheeps in the middle, you have good treasures in the middle, some rivers going through the map, but you can cross them at some points. So it always gives a nice dynamic because you can wall it if you want, but it is not completely overpowered to wall the choke points. You have some good resources in the base, I would say. Many hunts.
Yep.
So a lot of options. You can play really every civ on this map.
And I think, right, the livestock that you mentioned, the fact that there are goats on the map and so on and so forth, is actually more beneficial to kynesie, in my opinion, because he can obviously fatten them in the village. But what just happened is, risi, in a rather smooth play, took off both goats that were actually on the side of kynesie beforehand. And when he tried to get the other ones, kynesie was a bit, he was a bit quicker, but he knew he couldn't hold those goats, so he just deleted them. But for now, goat count is better for risi, which I actually quite like.
Yep. His Travoy already setting up now. He's deciding to build a house. So I think I'm not quite confident with the civ, but you can also build a farm, I believe, if you find a lot of livestock to fatten them. But I think house is the standard play on land maps.
Yeah.
And he's putting down a trading post here in the middle of the map. He just misses the pause. That's a bit sad for him because it was quite close. But yeah, it is how it is.
Was his fault though? Because he was actually idle, I think, quite exactly for the distance that he had now. He was idle for, I think, 5 or 6 seconds beforehand with his Explorer, where he had the resources already in bank. But still, what I have to say is he got 40 wood. He got a 40 wood treasure and perfectly macroed it to those 200 wood that he needs. And that is just going to make everything so much smoother for him with the age up and so on.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He has actually a lot of goats here, which he can eat if he decides to. And I just proved his deck, and sadly no Town Destroyer. What do you think about that?
It's a shame. No, the deck is actually quite standard. What I do like... It's a personal...
No mantlets in H3? What do you think about that?
I know you love the mantlets. I like them, but I've never seen a very valid play. By the way,
in German we call them Schutzschilde, and they are pretty fantastic.
Yeah. That's a beautiful translation still. By the way, just to mention that, he actually had a wonderful start and also ate just one goat and was able to age up with 14 vills at 240, which is a perfectly valid age up with Haudenosaunee, in my opinion. I usually don't go for a faster age up than 15 villages just because of the eco, right? But here it looks like a quite good thing to do.
Yep, and MFD, he's just aging up with the messenger actually, so going up fast at minute 3:20 here. Pretty fast age up, but he's sending in the 5 villagers first, so he's not full rushing or something like that, but just
going for the trade line.
Ooh, yeah, love to see it. Okay, but I mean, it's hard to upgrade it on this map because kynesie already has a trade post for himself, so if he takes the stagecoach, it would be beneficial for kynesie too. Don't know if you want that in this position.
But don't forget that risi aged up basically before kynesie even started his own age up. Because
that's
we are just now.
Point. Yeah, that's that's hilarious.
So I think against China that's an interesting point because now risi has a lot of time in H2 before kynesie even comes up, and he can utilize that time. Let's see what he does with it.
Yep.
Villagers coming in, already on 21 villages. And I don't think that we're going to see actually the trade card here on this map. So
nope, I don't think it would be a good idea to send it actually. And he's trading some no trading some tomahawks. He cancelled them again, and kynesie already walling because he anticipated. Of course, he saw the immensely forced Asia. So this little wall makes perfectly sense, of course, for him.
Ooh, but now we've got some military action from the Haudenosaunee. We've got the scouting party. One of the most important features of this civ when you talk about H2 capabilities, right?
Yep.
Just a big button, 500 food, and you get 5 musketeer units.
Definitely a really, really good big button. Yeah.
It just all feels a bit disorganized. I don't want to diss risi here, but I feel like I don't know if I enjoy that play, having 5 musketeers at 5 minutes and just sieging the trading post against a civ like China here. I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah, what would you done? Yeah, if you would be in that position.
I'm gonna out myself now. Have been trying to utilize the builds that Kevin put on online ESOC and the ESOC forums, right? And I think against China, what I feel most comfortable with is just NFF.
I don't want to interrupt you, but we have the action
right.
here. kynesie sending in the 7 step lancers, step riders for. And
no, step lancer! What are you doing?
But they do nothing at this point, I think, because we have the Haudenosaunee scouting party out already. But the H2 canoes can turn the tide, I think, because this is his second shipment, and this we see quite often that China just sending in military shipment after military after military, and it is quite strong actually.
Which is funny that you're saying that, because right now that second batch of musketeers was also, I think, a shipment from risi. So we are seeing quite
and now 4 kynesie, so full military of both players here at this point.
Interesting. And also interesting, I think that's good or better for risi actually, if kynesie is forced to put that much focus on military shipments here. Because that just, even if they get to H3, in H3, obviously Haudenosaunee has the better units. So when you can't depend that heavily on shipments, it should be better for Haudenosaunee.
Look at that. kynesie just running around with the step riders. And 2 canoes dealing damage from behind. And all these tomahawks going down really, really quick. And this fight is really good for a kynesie, I would say. This is just a huge match of standard army.
And that just counters this entire composition. That's the problem here. He doesn't have any cav on the field, right? And now I think it's on the way, right? Yeah, it's on the way. But he still has to run away, and he's just going to get chased all the way back.
And now we have another standard army out.
That's difficult to fight against. That's hard to watch, to be honest. Haudenosaunee getting slaughtered like that.
Now you are. It's your turn to be sad about.
Yeah. You're just going to see us crying this entire series.
I don't understand the game anymore, says risi. Don't know what he exactly means with that. But kynesie just managed to win another game in less than 8 minutes. So kynesie really stomping here, let's be honest.
Yeah, and he's making sure that we are in a trying spot to think about what we're going to do next, because the next match is quite some time away now, but we will think about that in a second. Just to come back against China, right? What I feel like a few options are: you can go for a semi, where you put some military pressure on them to force them to build army and to stay a bit longer in H2. And there are a few good transition options for Haudenosaunee here, in my opinion. And on the other side, what you can do is an FF, where you have to hit a certain window where you do a certain amount of damage. Otherwise, they're just going to outscale you.
Right? Yeah. Let's talk a bit about it, because I'm interested. With the Haudenosaunee, when you do a semi-FF, which is your age up into the second age, and what is your build order from the shipment?
For the semi-FF?
Yeah.
Generally speaking, and let's not make me mess this up. Just give me a short second. because the semi-FF is that one build order that I haven't perfected yet.
Oh, actually, so no problem. I don't want to stress you out.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I can just quote Kevin here because that's what I'm playing. Basically, I'm just playing Kevin's build orders. So either Kevin can type it in the chat, or I'm just going to refer to that one here. Even though they were written before the last patches that affected Haudenosaunee, basically it makes still quite a lot of sense. The idea is that you still go out with 15 Tomahawks in Focania, not quite the timing that you usually have with the rush or with the fast age, but you through 2 batches that you build and through the big button in your town center and the Focania shipment, you can basically put together an army of quite the size that you can actually work with, and that actually forces the player or the other player to put out some counter measures against that, in my opinion. And me, of course, I can't do it in that time, but I'd say you can be up around 9 minutes, probably 8:30, I'd say, in H3, actually.
Okay. Yeah, definitely sounds pretty viable for me. And probably the shipment order is then 5 villagers, 4 Kenya, and 600 coin, right? I don't play the Civ, but this would be...
Yeah. That's the basic thing.
Okay.
And the 700 resource, 800 resource is just a card that it feels weird to send it to age up because you're just so used to sending 700 coin. But actually, what it gives you, a little less resources coin-wise, but some extra food and especially some extra wood, which helps you with the transition quite a lot, in my opinion. So that really... And then you can often go for Vet Kanya and the Kanya shipment with military behind, or for the usual Skirm Goon, which Haudenosaunee just excels at as well.
Okay, all right. Guys, this is it for now. We have another series in, I think... Yeah, 45 minutes, right? Okay, this will be a live series between Olivesa and Maito. Okay.
Oh, Maito. I never thought I'm gonna get to live cast Maito. Can I just say this for once? And because people are also saying thanks for the cast so far in the chat. Really glad to be here. Really glad to be here with you, Toby, as well. But as a caster team, we are quite used to doing casts, right? But normally in English, normally in German. So this is a rather fascinating experience right here.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
And yeah, I mean,